What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tyrone Hunter, back in the building with another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. This is a driving edition, right? And you see the title, you know my motto, I'm not gonna hold you. And for those of y'all who just checking out the channel for the first time, let me give you an idea of what's really good is about. So we look at different topics, different situations, scenarios, and we trying to find out what's really good. So like, comment, share, subscribe, man, and stick around to the end of the video, because it definitely be some good information I'll be dropping. If you already subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you rocking with me, and just be patient as I'm seeking to explore other topics, right? So this particular one here is pretty much what made me decide that crime don't pay. For those of y'all that know, and for those of y'all that don't know, I did a little bit of time in prison. Something that I'm not proud of, something that I don't glorify, something I don't really talk about much, simply because there's so many other things in this world to talk about. There's so many other things that's way more important. So I try not to get stuck on that. But, it's still all part of my story and part of my journey. So I decided today that I want to share that with y'all. You get what I'm saying? Now, and if you don't believe me, if you know somebody in prison, because almost everybody in America knows somebody in prison at this point in time, the way they be locking folk up. But that's the realest thing ever, man. In prison, and New York State prison, because that's the prison that I was in, and I don't think other states is too different. It's one state that's different, New Jersey, and I'm gonna speak about New Jersey prison too. What I heard, and hopefully some of the folk from New Jersey could get in the comment section and they could correct me on that. It's not gonna be right now, but we're gonna get to it. But yeah, so pretty much when you get arrested and you go to do your time in jail, you get sentenced. If you got a year, 2 years, 5, well, not a year, but 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years. If you go to program, or if you got a job in prison in New York, a lot of those programs, you're only getting paid 19 cents an hour. Like, not $19, but 19 cents an hour. Now, just imagine trying to live off of 19 cents an hour. Especially if you don't got no family, or no loved ones, no females, or nobody taking care of you, or you ain't got no hustle. But this was universal to everybody. That's in New York Department of Corrections. And some jobs pay a little bit more, but everybody else that go to program, when I was in prison, you got 19 cents an hour. So if you work, let's say your typical 8-hour day, because that's what they have us working. If you work your typical 8-hour day, rounded off to 20 cents, you get $1.60 a day for working. Pretty much whatever job, that you got, 19 cents an hour. 5 days a week, you get paid $1.60 a day. So in 5 days, that's $5, 30, that's like almost $9 a week that you get paid for a 40-hour work week in jail. And I was like, nah. After I finish this time, when I go home, I'm gonna find something to do. I gotta find me a job or something, because 19 cents an hour is crazy. And you figure you get paid $9 a week. So I believe if I'm not mistaken, because it's been a while, I believe like commissary, where you know you could go and shop and you could buy food and groceries and stuff like that. I believe that you went shopping like every other week. It could have been every week. That was a long time ago. But if we went every other week, no, it was every week. I believe it was every week. Yeah, we went to commissary every week. So commissary is like pretty much a store, like Walmart. It's the jail Walmart, the jail Target, you know, all that good stuff, where you go and you purchase groceries. Like they give you a piece of paper listing everything for sale, you know, like food items, snack items, hygiene items. At that time they were still selling cigarettes, so you could purchase cigarettes. You know, so it's like a commissary sheet is a list of everything that you could purchase from the prison Walmart. And what you do, you get your commissary sheet, you fill out, you know, what it is that you want, and then you turn it in. And then on that Friday, you know, you go down to commissary and you go and pick up your groceries, you know. So back to this 19-cent thing. Imagine working for 19 cents an hour, and every week you're only making $9. You done worked a 40-hour week and you done made $9, and you got $9 to go to the prison Walmart to get you some groceries. I was like, nah, this is real. And don't get me wrong, I mean, for the most part, like while I did my prison time, I was straight, I was decent. But, you know, once you get years and years and years in, like you pass that, you know, 10-year mark, man, some family, you know, they start disappearing. Some females, they start disappearing. You know, people stop looking out for you like they once did. It'd be like a little out of sight, out of mind thing. Some people, you know, they family and, you know, they loved ones, they pretty much ride with them they whole entire bid, but that's not the regular. A lot of dudes in prison, after you do a certain amount of time, you know, things change. And that's when you find out, you know, who really real and who really got love for you. But again, back to this 19-cent thing. Imagine working a 40-hour work week and, you know, pretty much you got $9. You got $9 to go shop. So for that week, with $9, you gotta buy groceries to last you. You gotta buy groceries that's gonna last you that entire week. This is why you gotta get you some hustle, you know. And that's why you gotta stay out of prison. Cause trust me when I tell you, when you got $9, or even if you spending $50 and $60 a week on commissary, like just imagine, you know, you go into commissary every week, you spending $50, $60, $70, $80. Like, think about going to the grocery store out here. Think about going to Walmart out here and spending $80. That don't get you much of nothing. You know, so of course in prison it ain't gonna get you much of nothing. So yeah, man, that was one of the things, I ain't gonna lie, that made me, you know, start putting my head in them books and start trying to learn something. Like, is this life? Is this gonna be my life? Like, I'm be sitting up in prison serving time and I'm only getting 19 cents an hour for working. For all that, so I could have decided to never start doing crime in the first place and got me a job, you know, getting me some minimum wage. But that was one of the valuable lessons that I learned about prison and how crime don't pay. Because a lot of times you in the streets, you know, you thugging and you bugging, you doing whatever it is that you do, and you're not thinking about prison. You're not thinking about the consequences. You're not thinking about what come behind your actions. But when you finally get locked up and go to prison, and you go in front of that judge and you get sentenced, and they give you some time, and you get shipped off to go do your time, and you know you was this fly individual in the streets, wore nothing but the best, you know, spending money. Sometimes your money ain't have no limit, and you get to a point to where now you're in prison, and you was big time at one time. You was the man at one time. You was the one that everybody loved, fed, and respected at one time. You was popular at one time. And now you're in prison, getting 19 cents an hour. And that's one of the reasons why it be so much fights and so much violence and stuff like that. Because dude be having to find out a way to try to get some money, you know, to try to maintain and hold themselves down while they in prison. But yeah, man, just when you thought, you know, that McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King ain't pay that much, it's way better than getting 19 cents an hour, making $9 a week. At least you work in a fast food restaurant, you get a couple of $100. But it's your boy Tyrone Hunter. What's really good entertainment. I'm just trying to find out why they paying motherfuckers 19 cents an hour to work in prison. Grace. Catch you on the next one. I'm out of here.